light illuminates their imperfections, hence their attempts to dull your shine. Light 'em up.
My name and flowers grew right out the brown soil. My vision's clear as glass, the robe is purple satin plus the crown's royal. Allow me to give you a demonstration. Holding your breath, waiting for me to fail only brings hyperventilation. See, I'm a soldier that's ready for any situation. So me and life double dated my trials and tribulations. Won't be remembered for not speaking out. I Google map my whole approach, so I chose not to take the peaceful route. I promise I can't make this shit up. I shed a tear, then used the mic stand to hold my chin up. They plot and strategize on different ways to make me give up. That's easier said than done, like a woman that's 9 months pregnant doing sit-ups. Yeah, I read the book of life, defeat was never in my story. Just brutal fights on the battlefield that's bloody and gory. Showing off is a fool's idea of glory. Call me foolish, then in the clutch I make them drop like I was Robert Ory. See, in this world you gotta sink or swim. Boy, I'm a legend, when I die my presence never will be felt again. This greatness rare, but see, I kept it in. Isolation in the demons, guardian angels been my only friend. I've been at war with myself in silence. Had a mental malfunction, forced to go into hiding.
I hope you're watching right now, because then you're gonna understand, whoever get in my way, I'm a dog walk their ass.
Go. Let's go.
Hey, we here, man. It's your boy, Big Mike Raider. We got some things to talk about today, man. The boys are practicing today, cleaning some things up. We're going to talk about what happened at practice. Hey, and I got some concerns about our Raiders, man. After that Seahawks game, I'm going to talk about some of those concerns. It's some glaring concerns to me, and we got to get into it, man. But we got 21 in the building. I need for you guys to like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks, man. Hey, the channel's been growing in the way it should be, man. I appreciate everybody who's been in and showing support at this point, man. I appreciate you guys. And also, shout out to CGR. If you want to become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, make sure you hit that link at the top or CGR's link right there. It's the best way to support what we got going on over here at Big Mike Raider. Welcome aboard, y'all. So, shout out to Ant in the building. My guy, what's going on? Let me see who else is in the building. We got 23 so far. We're going to let this thing warm up just a little bit. We got Low Life Rev in the building, man, a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. What's good with you, man? Thanks for the support. Thanks for popping in, man. We got LV Maximus. Man, my guy, thanks for popping in. Yeah, we got a pretty good show coming through, man. Thanks for popping in, bro. My 2 cents, another member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. Salute to you, man. Let me see who else we got in the building. We got Raider Felon in the building. Salute, bro. Let me see. We got Raider Ryan in the building. Salute to you. Let me see. Who else we got in here? We got George in the building, the 17-0 extraordinaire in the building. Raiders. We got things to talk about, y'all. Let me see. We got John B in the building. We got Mario Jr. Salute to you, a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. Who else we got in here, man? Let me see. My 2 cents is in here with the RAIDERS. You already know, man. Let me see. Al's Ghosts in the building, man. Salute to you. Troy Gill in the building. What's up, Big Mike? Hey, what's up to you, bro? Thanks for popping in. And you know it, man. You know it. Just like clockwork, 17-0 from our guy, George, in the building, man. We got Raiders, Mo Money Mike in the building. I love the name. That's a dope name, man. Salute to you, man. Thanks for popping in. So, got it warmed up a little bit. We got 29 in the building. We're gonna get this thing started, man. So the Raiders are back at practice today. Pretty good practice. We'll go over some of the key takes that I got from practice. But before we get into it, let's talk about the depth chart. Things didn't really change too much. I'll share it with me on the screen. So pretty much same as last week. One thing that pops out once again, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later, is the Jackson Powers Johnson being at right guard alongside Jordan Meredith. But we still see that or. So it's Jackson Powers Johnson or Alex Kappa. So they're still in a battle right now. Now, Alex Kappa is dealing with that some tender ribs right now, so he's not going to be on the field. But what it seems to be is that Jackson Powers Johnson and Alex Cappa are in a serious battle as well, and same thing with Jordan Meredith and JPJ. There's some things going on with that, so there's that, right? And then we got to see some of our new guys a little bit today. Marquez Callaway, he was in the building, first practice as a Raider, and Terrell Edmonds as well. So we're going to talk about those two, but let's get into some of the kind of the highlights of practice today. Let me back this up real quick and let's get out of this. Here we go. Let me talk about it, man. So you guys already know Terrell Edmonds was in the building. One thing that really stood out was Caillou Blue Kelly getting first team reps at corner. And he seems to be, kind of fitting in just fine. Got an interception against Aiden O'Connell. I won't get into Aiden O'Connell. You already know kind of what's going on, how I feel about that. I think that is not a good fit. When it's all said and done, I think that Aiden O'Connell is going to be, I don't know if he's going to be moved, but to me, I would say that he's not a good fit what Chip Kelly's trying to do. And Cam Miller, as soon as he gets acclimated and get, up to speed, he's going to be that quarterback too when it's all said and done. And Cam Miller looked great as well today. So that was another one. Antonio Mafi was the right guard on first teams, kind of split with JPJ in those in reps with the ones. So guys that are kind of on that camp bubble are kind of getting opportunities to show what they got and compete. So we saw a little bit of that. Another one of those highlights is Devin White, 2 interceptions today, right? Now, those are going to be one of the starters. Devin White, Landon Roberts, and of course, Jermaine Pratt. Those are going to be our starters as of right now. Now, Jamal Adams has plenty to say about it, but as of right now, those are going to be our 3 starters. And, speaking of Devin White, this just came across my desk right now. I wanted to share this with you guys, but, trending, the 2024 season Buccaneers general manager Jason Licht reflected on 2019 first round draft pick of linebacker Devin White. Shout out to Raiders with Attitude who shared this out on IG. He said, knowing what I know now, he would have been off my board, and that issue was too much about him. So, he's saying that, there was, I don't know what he meant by that. I would love to ask further questions to that GM. What do you mean by it was about Devin White and he would have been off my board? I would have liked to know why, right? I would like to know what is this thought process on Devin White now? That would have been a great question to ask. But hey, Devin White looks good at practice, 2 interceptions today. Let me hear what you think about Devin White. Are you convinced? Do you think he's going to be kind of have a career revival with the Raiders right now? Let me know what you think about Devin White. Let me get into the chat, man. We got 46 in the building. Let me get into the chat. I'm running my damn mouth, not acknowledging the chat. Let me see who we got here, man. We got LV Smaximus. He says JPJ right guard, number 1 today at practice. Things are right in the world. Yeah, things will be really right in the world when he moves to center. But I'm gonna have my a little bit of a take on, and that's one of my concerns, right? We'll talk about JPJ a little bit later, and I'm gonna raise some of my concerns about JPJ and Jordan Meredith and kind of that whole battle that's going on between the two right now for that center position. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later, but shout out to LV, man. Let me see. We got Alan Harris in the building. Thank you for popping in. Let me see. Troy Gill. We need fixed offensive line and maybe another pass rusher. I would love to get another pass rusher, but one of my other concerns, we're going to talk about it a little bit later. We'll get into it. But pass rusher, I think we're set with the pass rusher. But to be honest with you, somewhere else on that defense is one of my big concerns. We got Just Raiders, baby, in the building. Salute my guy. Man, thanks for popping in, bro. Thanks for the support. Let me see. LV says, Lincoln Kennedy says it is a technique issues for JPJ, needs to mature. Yeah. So I guess we can kind of like trickle in a little bit of the concerns I have, right? Since, JPJ is on the menu right now. So, my concern with JPJ and the reason why he's not at center, Lincoln Kennedy said it perfectly, right? Technique issue, right? A guy that, hey, He's used to being the big bully on the field, in the yard, or whatever. He's surrounded by a bunch of big bullies, and even the other side is a bunch of big bullies. So what you need to have is technique when that brute force is not enough, right? And I think where JPJ is kind of missing the mark right now is he's trying to use a lot of brute force and trying to do too much instead of doing, technique and doing the right things at the right time instead of trying to making that home run shot. Now, I say that because I watched a bunch of film on JPJ in the last 3 days, right? The Seahawks game and a little bit of film of him last year. If you guys check out the JPJ film breakdown I did, go ahead and check it out. But what I noticed about JPJ is in pass protection, he's like more of he wants to go for the home run shot. He likes to help out the tackles a lot when he's looking for work. But his thing is that he's trying to look for that big shot, right? And because of that, he kind of puts a target on his back as far as referees are concerned, right? It's no secret that JPJ had 14 penalties in the last year, and that's way too high. 14 penalties was amongst the top at that position of all linemen, to be honest with you. So, and a lot of it is careless. My fear, and hey, you guys can say what you want. My biggest fear with JPJ is that he turns into the Jonathan Abram of offensive linemen, to where he has all the ability in the world, all the skill in the world, but doesn't rely on his technique and doesn't rely on, kind of toning it down in certain occasions and not making that big play. We've seen JPJ go downfield and pancake dudes, right? He's excellent when it comes to that, going downfield and making a terrific block. But what we need to clean up is that technique and, him making dumb penalties, right? One thing that pops out to me was the game against the Chiefs when he's playing center and he snaps the ball. We're getting ready to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City. He snaps the ball. Aiden O'Connell wasn't ready. You can blame Aiden O'Connell. You can blame the center. It's either one or the other. Each kind of gets equal, to blame in that one. But if JPJ is sharpened up and is kind of focused on what he's doing, you would see maybe we don't lose that game. So that's kind of where my fear is with JPJ. Maybe he's just not ready maturity wise and not really focusing in on technique at this point. So that's my one fear. Shout out to you, LV. That's one of them, but we'll move on to the next one a little bit later. Let me address the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Just talked about JPJ, my fears with JPJ, and talked about Devin White as well. So let me hear about what you think about both of those guys. We got 58 in the building. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks, man. Let me see. We got Shock Bowers in the building. Let me see. Hold on. Let me scroll down. We got Shock Bowers. Salute to you, man. Let me see. We got Daniel M in the building. Salute to you, a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. Appreciate you. We got Isaiah R in the building, another member of the fleet. Let me see. JPJ's tape wasn't great. Yeah, and that's another thing, right? He didn't look it didn't look too wowing last week. Now, he did have a play where he kind of ragdolled somebody, but to be honest with you, it's almost borderline a hold, and it's not a highlight worthy type of deal. I want to see some technique, going downfield and making a play, after using his technique. That's what I want to see with JPJ. Kind of tone it down a little bit. That's kind of where I'm at. Shout out to Billy Davis. So what up, Raider Nation? Big Mike in the chat. Salute to you, Billy Davis, man. Hope all is well on your end, man. Let me see. Where's the flag? In the building, man. Salute to you, man. Daniel M. Large. Michael's definitely going to call it out, I'm guessing. It made the move to guard worse for me. Yeah. I got to see a little bit more from JPJ, man. Like, I love JPJ. I think he can be great in this league. I even said it, that he can be a top 5 center in this league, maybe even the best center in this league. But if we're talking about fundamentals and we're talking about technique and he's not really keying in on the technique, and that's what, Pete Carroll and company are kind of wanting him to do and waiting for him to do, he's going to have some problems. He's definitely going to have some problems and could cost us some games and drives if he's holding and doing some erratic kind of things. We saw it a lot last year. So, and this year is not going to fly because he's not a rookie anymore. Let me see. We got shock bars. I want to see more Landon against the Niners. He did not look good against Seattle in the few snaps he played. Not too much of defense did look good, man. Polamalu was probably the only one to me that looked pretty good, right? And there's a ranking out there that they had the Raiders projected to go 30th in the league. And there's another one of my concerns, right? Since we're talking about concerns, another one of my concerns is the defense, right? Everybody just assumes that Patrick Graham, year 4, that the continuation of that defense, we're going to be just fine. Now they have looked decent in camp, and there's been some iron sharpening iron between the offense and the defense. But what I saw against the Seahawks, we saw reserves going against a first-team defense, and George Halani went absolutely nuts on our starting defense, right? And that's unacceptable, particularly with our interior defensive line. Now, the interior defensive line, to me, needs a lot of help. And losing Christian Wilkins is a big blow to our defense on the interior, but people got to step up, man. We couldn't stop the run. The corners, they were over pursuing when they were the ones that had to set the edge. Tackling was horrible. That's horrible across the NFL. I get it. But they got to do a lot better, because I really think that stopping the run is going to be our Achilles heel this year. We need to fix that. We really do need to fix that. If a guy like George Halani, who is a 53-man bubble on the Seahawks, is going for long 20-yard runs and having a field day and looking like, according to the Seahawks, the best Boise State running back on the field, we have a big problem. We have a big problem with the defense. Something needs to be fixed. Tackles need to be made. Angles need to be pursued in the right manner. And we need a push in the interior defensive line. That is by far right now. People say it's our secondary, but by far right now, we have a glaring weakness at that defensive tackle room. Jonah Lalu looked horrible. Tonka Hemingway looked great, but he's a rookie, right? When you have to rely on a mid-round rookie to kind of bail you out in certain things, that's not a good thing, right? So we need some more people to step up on that interior line. Adam Butler is that guy everybody's looking at as far as that. He's the anchor right now. He's the leader of that interior defensive line, and he needs to rally his team, rally those guys in that room and really step up, right? It's early, not jumping out of the window, but those are my observations so far. So those are two of my fears so far. Let me see, man. I'm running my mouth today, man. Let me see. We got David Infante in the building. Raiders, you already know, man. And we got 76 in the building, man. Let me see. You guys already know the deal. Like the thumb. Let's get those likes up. I need at least 150, man. I need at least 150. Let's get it. Milo Hunt in the building. Now that we have tape, we can fix it. Yeah, I hope so, man. Back in the lab. I'm not jumping, jumping off the bridge in this point. It's week 1 of the preseason. It's plenty of time to get things fixed, man. But it does raise some concerns, man. But we got L Rocket with the $2 haymaker, man. I appreciate you, bro. There we go. Let's see. So he said JPJ requested a trade. No, I don't think so. I can look on X to see if that's the case. I don't think he requested a trade. That would be unreal. That'd be pretty crazy if that's the case. But no, he hasn't requested a trade. A lot of people are assuming, because he's not playing center, that, that's kind of going to be the next move for JPJ. But this guy wants to be a Raider. He loves being a Raider. I'm not worried about it, man. Things will get ironed out. But shout out to L Rocket with the $2 haymaker. You did put that on IG about requesting a trade. Nah, man, we're good. I think he's good, man. I think he's good. He's happy to be a Raider. Let me see who we got in here, man. Isaiah R says Clowney. Clowney could be a good 4th option, especially if you're going to put Tyree Wilson on the interior. Tyree Wilson looked more the same to me. I didn't see anything that really stuck out. And if he's going to be our 4th edge rusher, maybe we should consider Clowney, right? That I think so, maybe. But that's not a priority to me. The interior D-line is a priority to fix for me at this point. Shout out to Taino Raider in the building, man. Salute to you, man. A member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. Let me see who else we got in this building, man. Let's see. Daniel M., Jamal Adams, and Devin White are both very good pass rushers as well, gents. Yeah. Hey, and Jamal Adams, one guy that really stuck out on that defense on Thursday, Jamal Adams. He looks ready to go. He looks ready to be a starter at linebacker this year, which is amazing. This is something that he probably should have considered years ago. And I'm happy that he's doing it with us for sure, man. Let me see. Shout out to Lord Buddy Bear. He says nickel corner scares me the most. Woo. Yeah, because we don't really know who's going to be that nickel corner. But we'll see. Let's see. He says, Darnay Overcoat Holmes. Hopefully somebody steps up for that one, man. I liked what I saw a little bit from Greedy Vance. He's a willing tackler, but it's still too early to tell. Maybe we got to see him with some ones to see how he kind of responds. So stay tuned for that one. Let's see. My 2 cents. Never seen a Raider lineman torn down like JPJ. Leatherwood got more respect. Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm just going off of film. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust, but what I'm saying is that his technique is a little bit off. He had 14 penalties last year, so this is based off of things that I've seen in the past and a little bit of what I've seen with the Seahawks. His technique is a little bit off. Lincoln Kennedy said it, and it's confirmed. It's confirmed in the film is what you see. Like I wish I could show it, but all 22 is tripping now. I can't even post stuff on YouTube without getting flagged. So or getting that that copyright hit or whatever. So I'm gonna try to post it just to show you guys what I'm talking about. Maybe on IG. So if you guys do follow me on IG, it's at Big Mike Raider. Go ahead and check it out, man. I'm gonna try to post that, but I got to break through the film, cut it all up, and all that stuff. So stay tuned for that one. But another guy that didn't look great, talking about offensive line, is Thayer Munford. Thayer Munford looked absolutely horrible. He was a turnstile all game. He struggled at pass protection. He didn't look good on run blocking. He made that whole left side really made not the left side, the right side, I'm sorry, really made Ashton Genty look bad on that backside when he's running to the left. The backside, it was just wide open, right? So we really got to fix that right side of the line. It didn't look good. It made Ashton Genty look really bad. I'm not blaming Ashton Genty at all for the lack of production at the running game. His 3 carries he did have. I'm not blaming him at all. The offensive line looked really bad. That's my concern as well. So Thayer Munford, I don't know, guys. This guy might not make the squad, in my opinion. He doesn't look good out there at all, to me, in my opinion. Daniel M. says, realistically, looking at 8 wins unless this offensive line is utter trash, then we'll be drafting high. Yeah, the interior defensive line and the offensive line is scaring me a little bit. I have them at 10 wins. I don't want to change it. I'll die on that hill, but it's looking a little scary to me. I'm not trying to jump out the window, but a lot needs to be fixed in this 49ers game. I'll tell you that. Shock Bowers, we need to hire an offensive line guru to work 24/7 with Laki Tassi. Laki Tassi was pancaking, flapjacking, put people on their back. He was looking ridiculous. But very raw, very green. Technique is way off, but he uses that brute force to knock folks down. So I do like what I see so far with Laki Tassi, man. Considering that's his very first game ever playing the game of football. That's amazing, right? Just I some people just hit the genetic lottery sometimes, right? Shout out to Daniel M. JPJ is moving to right guard. It takes some adjustment. Yeah. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, but that tape looked rough. Yeah. He played one game at right guard. That first game he came back from injury last year against the Panthers. Looked okay. Played most of that time at the left guard position. So you saw him mostly at left guard, which he looked fine. And then center, he looked absolutely amazing. So, but one thing we got to clean up, man, regardless of where he is technique. He has to clean up the technique, or else we're just going to, we're not going to get the best out of JPJ. Does JPJ just suck at guard? I don't think so. I think technique is a thing. Communication needs to be a little bit better. Yeah, and I think just having a grasp of that offense and kind of blocking schemes, they were having a lot of problems with the combo blocking, and to me, that says a lot about um, communication at that point. So they got to clean up some things. I'm not jumping out of the window. JPJ will be fine at guard, um, but he needs to work on technique, and he needs to be he needs to get better with communication for sure, man. Let me see. Would you rather offer O'Connell a next year's second round pick for No, absolutely. Second round pick is absolutely ridiculous for Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders had one good game in the preseason. I'm rooting for the man. I'm rooting for the kid. But he had one good game against reserves in the preseason, and not even a great game, a good game. There was a lot of people who had good games, and we're not thrusting them to the top, right? There's a lot of quarterbacks had some pretty good games. Nobody's talking about Jackson Dart having a pretty solid game. Nobody's talking about Tyler Shuck, who had a pretty good game against the Chargers. Nobody's talking about what's the guy's name? Easton Stick. He's a backup for the Atlanta Falcons. He went 15 for 19. A lot of people are talking about Shedeur Sanders, but a lot of these backup quarterbacks have pretty solid games. So keep stacking those wins, Shedeur, man. I'm rooting for you, but I'm not ready to thrust you to the top. And a second round pick would be crazy. Aiden O'Connell for Shedeur Sanders. I don't even know how I would feel about that either, like a straight up trade, right? But we'll see, man. I'm rooting for him, but that's an absolutely horrible trade, man. All due respect to you. Shout out to you, Raider 42. Let me see who else we got here. We my 2 cents, JPJ left guard and center and right guard is not a left guard. JPJ left guard center and right guard is not left guard. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take some time, right? When it comes down to it, it's gonna take some time. Let me see. Can we trust Pete's son to coach him up? I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll have this discussion in a few weeks. I mean, if it still looks just as bad as it did, preseason week 1, then we got us a concern. We got us some problems, right? So that's one thing that we got to keep our close eye on. And that's one thing I'm going to be looking at for this 49ers game. Speaking of the Raiders 49ers game, Saturday, 1:00 p.m. Pacific time, Raiders at home against the 49ers on Saturday. Me and Hammer will be doing the watch party on both channels. Make sure you guys pull up and support and show some love, man. We're going to be doing the watch party, Raiders 49ers, here on Saturday. 1:00, man. We'll be on at 12:45, little pregame, and then we're going to be calling the entire game, man. Come chill with us, talk a little shit, and enjoy some Raiders, man. Let me see. We got George in the building. He says, I'm sorry. I think JPJ is just better at center, and we're doing ourselves a disservice not having him at center. Meredith looked like ass, so I don't know. But what do I know? I'm just some psycho Raiders fan. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. And a lot of people feel the way you do. Me being one of them to an extent, right? But I'm going to take word from a guy like Lincoln Kennedy who's saying, hey, maybe it's technique, maybe it's the lack of communication. Because as a center, you have to be the brains of the operation. And if JPJ right now under Chip Kelly's system isn't really getting that grasp, then that could be the reason why he's still competing, right? But they say that Jordan Meredith is having a hell of a camp. So maybe Jordan Meredith is kind of understanding what's going on in the ins and outs of this offense and being a better communicator and using that technique, right? So we'll see, man. When it's all said and done, maybe this is a non-issue, but it's definitely an issue now, man. Let me see. Daniel M. Kuntz concerns me. He looks so slow, like a shell of himself. I'm hoping that it was just preseason. But yeah, you're absolutely right, man. We got to see a little bit more, man. Let me scroll a little bit further down to see what's going on, man. Let me see. We got Accelerator in the building. Hey, Wasted in the building too. Let's see. Let me see. Is my guy Wasted in the building? Oh, we got Graph in the building. OLV Raiders Network. Hey, man, you already know, man. You know how we do it over here, man. Appreciate the support. Let me see. Shout out to my guy Graph, man. And we got Mrs. Big Mike Raider in the building. Hey, honey, I hear you. Then I hear the video. There's a lag. Oh, no. Is there a lag, y'all? Is there a lag? Please say there's no lag. Shout out to Mrs. Big Mike Raider showing some love. Let me see. Let me know if there's a lag, y'all. Let me know if there's a lag. Shout out to Sean Stotts just running in to hit that thumb and show some love. Can't F with fans right now, so salute to you all. Keep it coming, Big Mike. Okay, so there's no lag, man. Hey, salute to Sean Stotts. Hey, babe, maybe you can just hear me talking. Don't hijack the show. Jeez, no. Hey, shout out to Protect the Shield. No lag. I appreciate it. Everybody says it's good. So, hey, you're about to get blocked. I'm about to block my wife. You froze up once, so you had to leave and come back in. All good now. Okay, cool. Man, I'm going to block my wife, man. Isaiah R.A. Shout out to you guys, man. Unceremoniously blocked. You already know, man. So, I already said I said pretty much 3 of my concerns, right? We already talked about JPJ. That's one big concern that I'm really worried about. The interior defensive line, lack of penetration, getting after the quarterback, as well as stopping the run. We didn't see that. We saw a lot of running backs bouncing to the outside, corners not setting the edge, not taking a good angle on tackles. That was a big concern for me. And then, we saw a lot of the offensive line not really looking good. Thayer Munford looked horrible, right? That's one concern of mine. And hey, these linebackers didn't look great either, right? I want to see what Jamal Adams can bring to the table. I want to see him stack on another win in this preseason. I want to see what he's going to bring. But you guys let me know, what is your biggest concern so far with this team? Outside of the whole JPJ Meredith thing, I know a lot of people are talking about that. I know a lot of people wanted to kind of go after Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty did just fine. He had a couple of runs that were in the positive. He had we had one run that was in the positive, 2 that were in the negative. So his stats looked a lot worse than they were. And I think it's just because the offensive line needs to clean things up, right? So that's kind of where I'm at, man. Let me see. Shout out to Daniel M. said they looked soft. Yeah, it was a little bit of disappointment seeing the preseason game. I was kind of hoping I see this team kind of come out guns ablaze and really getting in there and getting dirty, but we didn't see that at all, man. Let me see. 3 clicks in the truth can be both optimistic. Sand, sugar, Coke, Kool-Aid. Yeah, like I told you, man. I'm not jumping out the window, but what you're gonna get here is I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I got to tell you how I feel about it. I'm gonna tell you how it is. I look at the film, and what I see right now is a team that's not ready to compete big time yet. But it's early, so I'm not gonna straight out say that we're gonna suck this year, because I don't think that either. There's been some bright spots too. We saw a lot of good things, but we need to see a little bit more, and we didn't see too much of the starters either, right? But those backups, and we saw a lot of JPJ and Meredith. They played a lot, and I wasn't wowed. I wasn't impressed at all. And Thayer Munford played just as much too, and he looked absolutely horrible. He might be playing for a job, so we'll see. We'll see. We got Andy Riddle in the building, a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. Yo, Large Michael Pirate, killer show, G, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. Joseph Ibarra says, damn, O-line trash. Damn. Just trash, huh? A lot of people are really concerned about the O-line these days. Let me see. David Infante, I think they're trying to take it light in the preseason and go hard when it matters. Pause. I hope so, man. I hope so. Let me see. And then really, 3 clicks in the truth. You hit it right on the money, man. Hey, you hit it right on the money. I'll order vanilla every now and then, right? And that's one thing we got to put in perspective, right? These guys are playing real basic vanilla, right? That's kind of where we're at with this in the preseason. The vanilla is going to be plain. You're not going to see anything exotic. You're not going to see any motions. Not going to see any audibles. And maybe with those, adjustments on the line and things like that, this offense adds a new wrinkle. You start opening things up for the running back. You start opening things up for everybody else. and maybe it looks like a well-oiled machine. I am concerned about the defense. I'm not going to lie to you, but maybe it's just a vanilla thing, right? Maybe that's what we're seeing. You also have a vanilla thing on defense too. So, but when you're not, when you're not dominating the guy in front of you, I really don't care about what the play scheme looks like. You got to dominate the guy in front of you regardless of what the play is. So that's where my concern is. That's kind of where I stand with that one, man. Let me see. I think hold on. Did I miss it, man? Did I miss it? Is Wasted in the building? Somebody said shout out to Wasted. Maybe they're talking about Graph. Oh man, yeah, there we go. Shout out to Wasted Talent, man. Green, he green as heck, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're talking about Laki Tasi, yeah. Super green. Needs to work on that technique, but great thing about it is that we can hold on to him for a little bit and get him kind of up to speed. I think he's going to be pretty good, man, if we can get that going, man. Shout out to LV. Says some of you want to be GMs are out of your minds. Just saying. Yeah, somebody said trade Aiden O'Connell and a second Raider 42. He said trade a second and Aiden O'Connell for Shedeur Sanders. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Speaking to Raider 42, he says O'Connell to us is worthless to them. O'Connell to us is worthless to them. He might be worth something if we win more than 10 games this season next year. So it would be a low 2 now is the time. If Sanders does great, the price goes up. Man, I don't know. I got to see more from Sanders. The truth of the matter is he was a 5th-round quarterback. He's 4th on the depth chart with the Cleveland Browns. And there's a reason for that, right? I don't think they do that just because they don't like Shedeur Sanders. It's a reason for that. He looked good, great. He climbs up the depth chart, even great, even better, right? I'm rooting for the kid. But I'm not trading Aiden O'Connell and a second for Shedeur Sanders. That's crazy to me, man. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, wife is about to get blocked. Wife is about to get blocked. Shout out to Accelerator. It says my honest prediction: Raiders 95, Cardinals 1. The rest will give the Cards a mercy point at the end because they'll feel free. They'll feel so bad for him. You are jumping the gun, Accelerator. We got the 49ers this week, man. Hey, but shout out to you. I like it. Be the first time somebody scored 1 point in NFL history. That'd be pretty crazy. Let me see. Shout out to Daniel. Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna scroll back down, man. I want to see acknowledge my guy Wasted. Let me see. Jack Kennis says Big Mike and the Nation salute, brothers. Hey, I appreciate you coming in, Jack. And we got 98 in the building, man. Let's get them likes up. Let's get it to 150, y'all. And if this is your first time popping in, man, go over here, hit that sub button and share with your folks. And let's get these likes up to 150 and become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. It's the best way to support what we got going on over here, man. I appreciate you. Let me see. Shout out to Just Raiders, baby. Says Geno is our quarterback. We go trade a mid AOC for Shedeur as a backup with Cam here already. We go trade a mid AOC for Shedeur as a backup with Cam here already. Don't make sense. Plus, this regime doesn't like Shedeur. Hey, I mean, that's allegedly, right? I don't know. And I think Cam Miller, he might be something special, right? There was some bright spots that I got to talk about, right? Aiden O'Connell isn't one of them. He doesn't look good. He tried to throw a bomb, wide open touchdown to Dante Thornton, couldn't even get it 50 yards down the field. Weak noodle arm. It was some missed opportunities, missed some open chances to get it to one of our tight ends and threw it to Lobby. He wasn't ready for it. Really bad interception. That second one, he threw it in the cover 2 coverage. And he thought it was man coverage that corner flashed on him on that out route and made the play. Aiden O'Connell doesn't look good right now. Now, it's just one game. I'm not jumping the gun, but it's one game, right? And we're waiting to see what Aiden O'Connell can really do. A lot of people are kind of on the fence. We've seen some good things from Aiden O'Connell from time to time, but we haven't seen enough to kind of determine how good Aiden O'Connell really can be. So that's where we are with Aiden O'Connell. I don't think he's a Chip Kelly fit. I said that at the beginning. It looks even more so in real life situation. We saw it in the game, and Cam Miller looks the part. He looks like he's ready to go. Now, the coaches and many people around him say that he's not ready yet, but he rolls out to the right in that fourth quarter and on one of those flood patterns where everybody's running those out routes to the right side of the field. He throws an absolute 20-yard dart out route to Shedrick Jackson, gets us in field goal range. Unfortunately, we don't make the field goal, but that's something to look forward to. Cam Miller seems to be the future for us, and having a guy like Shedeur Sanders just doesn't make sense at this point. But we'll see, man. We'll see. And respect to Shedeur, man. I hope he does, kind of doubt those guys, shut the doubters up, man. I want him to succeed, but he's good where he is in Cleveland, man. He's good where he is in Cleveland. Shout out to Accelerator. You're right. I read the schedule wrong. We got the Niners. Let me adjust my prediction. Raiders 75, 49ers 19, man. I love it, man. And guys, check us out on Saturday. We're going to do a full watch party. Me and Hammer holding it down for the entire watch party. 49ers, Raiders, home opener, so to speak. I mean, I know it's preseason, but a little bit of home cooking preseason style on Saturday, and come join us for the watch party, man. Let me see. We got Joseph C. Cam Miller has to play against ones and twos defense before I can out Cam Miller, make Cam Miller the backup. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Got to stack up some wins. I'm not ready to jump the ship because that would be hypocritical of me of being like Cam Miller's ready if I also said the same thing about Shedeur Sanders that he isn't ready, right? So along the same thing, right? You got guys that are kind of mid to late round picks, had a pretty solid game, but you want to see them stack some more wins. And that's any quarterback. It's not even a Shedeur thing. That's a Cam Miller. That's a Tyler Shuck. That's a anybody that was kind of playing in a backup role. Jackson Dart. A lot of those guys had pretty solid games, but you want to see them stack some more wins before you start anointing them, right? That's kind of where I'm at right now, man. Let me see what we got here, man. Let me see. Miller made the last quarter more exciting than the whole game. Yeah, definitely. We were watching that game, and it was just a much more exciting game. And that's why people are excited, right? Because, for the majority of that game, if it wasn't for Dylan Lobby, Cam Miller, Collier, guys like that, Laki Tassi, it would have been a very disappointing game. So you're absolutely right, man. We got to really give credit to those guys. Let me see. Accelerator, we're gonna have G. I have no idea. Let me see. Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay, I see what you did there, man. Hold on one second. Shout out to Accelerator. We're gonna have to play with an extra lineman all season. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. I think they're gonna iron it out, man. I'm not worried too much about it. We got DeMarcus Webb in the building, a member of the Big Mike Raider Fleet. Big Mike, how many wide receivers do you think the Raiders keep on the 53? Oh man, that's a good question. That's tough, right? Because guys that are on the bubble right now to be at the bottom of the 53 just depends, right? I could see them adding Tommy Mellott as that wide receiver 6 to kind of keep him around because he'll get snagged at the practice squad, which will make him the 6th receiver. I think if they decide to keep Mellott, they're going with 6 receivers. If they go with 5, then they might add Dylan Lobby as that 5th running back, possibly, or maybe he's in a battle with Zamir White, Sincere McCormick, those kind of, in that kind of battle. Maybe we keep 4 on that end. But I would say right now, my gut feeling would say 6 because of Tommy Mellott, but we'll see. Because we already got, let me see, Jacoby Myers 1, Dante Thornton 2, Trey Tucker 3, Jack Besh 4. It looks like Alex Bachman is going to be 5. And then now you're looking at, maybe Tommy Mellott. Maybe you're looking at, somebody else. But if my gut feeling is 6 for the sake of keeping Tommy Mellott in that 53, but that's my gut feeling on that one. Tommy Mellott didn't look too great either, man, to be honest with you. Let me see. Shout out to Just Raiders, baby. Cam needs more playing time and more testing. Definitely shouldn't rush the kid too. Yeah. We definitely. I'm not jumping the gun with those guys yet, man. We got to stack some wins first. We got 97 in the building. Get them likes up, y'all. Joseph C says right now everything vanilla on both sides of the ball. With someone we'll see now and in the regular season is going to be totally different, especially at quarterback. Yeah, absolutely, man. It's going to be a completely different look. But as far as execution, execution goes, um, you want to see that even if it is vanilla, right? And that was the problem with me with the defense is, they let George Halani just go ape shit on him, like for a whole first quarter, part of the second quarter, and that was because of poor tackling and not getting past that offensive line. When you got ones out there, you're supposed to, I wouldn't say dominate, but you got to win ones versus backups, and the Seahawks look great, made our starting defense look not so great. So I'm a little bit concerned about that, man. Let me see. Miller is a winner and a leader. Dude was winning championships in college. Yeah. North Dakota State, man. AOC is soft-spoken, doesn't seem to be a good leader. Yeah, I mean, so far, that's kind of how I feel about him, too. That's how I feel about him, too. Let me see. Yeah, hey, I only speak facts. You already know. Casper, 74 more. If they keep Malott, do we still use a roster spot for quarterback 3 emergency quarterback? Since Malott can play quarterback, but then someone likely to snag Miller if we don't. Yeah, that's a conundrum right there because we got to keep Cam Miller. Cam Miller seems to be, he's a gamer, but that's somebody that we got to keep. They could go 5 receivers and keep a third quarterback. Or do you just go with 3 quarterbacks and kind of be short somewhere else? I don't know yet. I got to do a full roster breakdown, but to me, if they are going to go with 3 quarterbacks, maybe they go take, a position less, one less person at another position. I don't know. They got to definitely keep 3, to be honest with you, man. But shout out to Taino Raider with the $5 haymaker, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. Says, I'd rather keep Shedrick Jackson over Malott. Guy is a playmaker looking hungry out there. Yeah, he looks good, man. According to the depth chart, Shedrick Jackson is at the bottom right now. Now, it may not matter, right? If they're going to keep 6, maybe he's a guy that sneaks in there. He adds we're talking about stacking wins, right? Maybe Shedrick Jackson, the reps he does get, maybe he has another touchdown game. Maybe he has another 4 catches, 76 yards or whatever. And he does it again. Then it's almost like, okay, well, we can't deny this dude. Every time he's on the field, he does something special. So, maybe we consider Shedrick Jackson, but as of right now, he's at the bottom of the depth chart right now. And hey, they're competing, man. If Pete Carroll feels like he's, the 6th best and they're going to roll 6, hey, I wouldn't be surprised, man. But I can see them kind of wanting to hold on to Tommy Malott just because of him and his versatility. So we'll see. Shout out to Joseph C. Seattle's defense was not vanilla. They were doing – that's a good observation as well. What I did notice, they were doing a lot of blitzing, a lot of disguise of coverage. They were, showing one thing and doing another thing. They showed a lot of stuff that looked like it was going to be cover 3, and then they moved the safety back and turned into a cover 2. So, they started off with like a single high safety look. Safety, the strong safety was kind of in the box, moved up a little bit, and then looked like he was kind of like going to stay right there, and then they back up into a cover 2. So they were showing a tougher look, that's for sure. So maybe that's the case. When you do add a little wrinkle in comparison to some vanilla, it make anybody look good, right? So, and that's just shows an importance of coaching, right? If you're just running vanilla versus these NFL guys and they got a little bit of wrinkles in there, it can make anybody look bad. So, or anybody look good, vice versa, depending on how you see it. So, Joseph C, that is a good point, man. That is a good point. Let me see. Casper 74, yeah, but it still takes a roster spot is the thing. We're going to do a roster breakdown, man, because as of right now, I can only talk about what's going on offensive side, right? If I had to guess, my gut feeling is they're going to go with 6 wide receivers just because of Tommy Malott. If you put him on the practice squad, then somebody's going to snag him. But, conversely, if you put Cam Miller on the practice squad, somebody's going to snag him as well. But I think there's I don't know if they still do that, but there was a point where you can kind of put a reserve tag, I guess, on a practice squad guy or a couple practice squad guys, so he's untouchable. But I don't know if they still do that. So if they had to throw somebody in the practice squad and put like a reserve tag on him, so to speak, it would be Tommy Millott, and you keep Cam Miller as that third quarterback. But we'll see. We'll see. Let me see. 3 clicks in the true facts, Mike. I think the first team was going 3-4. Yeah, they went a lot of 3-4. I even saw some nickel looks. They had 5 DBs out there. They were showing blitz. They were putting they dropped the linebacker like right on the line. It looked like maybe he was playing defensive end, and then they drop him into coverage and they send a blitz on the other side. That's when Aiden O'Connell threw his second interception. They showed a really exotic looking blitz, right? And the protection we had offensive line wise was very vanilla. Luckily, we had a running back in there to get one of the guys, but it really slowed down Aiden O'Connell's chance to kind of process what's going on in the field. So that is true. Like I said, not jumping out of the window as far as any of what we saw, but it does bring some concerns for sure, man. And we definitely got to talk about it. The Raiders are going to rely heavily on their tight ends. Why can't you keep Millott as a 5th wide receiver, pure development, nowhere close to ready playing now? Yeah. I mean, it's definitely gonna be a developmental project for him. And if you could throw him in the practice squad and just keep 5, right, and keep that reserve tag on him, keep working with him as a wide receiver, because he was a quarterback in college, so kind of keep him, work with him as a wide receiver. And maybe we do keep. Now I know that it's pretty much a lock. Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, and Ian Thomas. Maybe we keep a 4th tight end. We're going to be running a lot of 12 personnel. Shoot, we might even run some 13. With the type of tight ends we have. So, you're right. I'm willing to throw Millott in the practice squad if we can hold on to him and we can guarantee that nobody's going to snag him. At this point, that's kind of how I feel about him. So. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Spytech has a bunch of dudes circled on each team that are potential roster cuts. We will pick up a few key pieces from the other team's cuts. Yeah, you're right. That was when COVID rules not in effect. Like, okay, protecting our practice. Yeah, see, it's gonna be tough, man. That 53 is gonna be rough, man. We're gonna lose some good guys, and maybe we keep both. Millott and Cam Miller. We got to keep Cam Miller. Cam Miller is not going anywhere, but the tough decision is going to be that bottom of that 53. What do we do with Dylan Lobby? He looked great out there. Tommy Millott, he's a project. Do you want to hold on to him? You want to risk put him on the practice squad and maybe somebody snags him? It's going to be a tough decision to make for these for the front office guys, and we're going to lose some really good talent, man. Some really good talents with those youngsters, man. But we got 93 in the building, man. You guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks. Let's get this up to 150, man. Let's get it, man. I'm on for about 5 more minutes. We're going to get out of here. Let's get some questions in. I'm going to share one more thing, and then we're going to get up out of here, man. Let me hear what you guys got to say, man. Joseph C. says, or Millott could get a mysterious illness and just IR. Hey, he might get that Raiders, what's the word? Raiders scholarship. I mean, we saw with Wagner, we kept him around and put him on that permanent IR. I could see that. That's a good strategy. We've used it from time to time. Who do we use it on? We use it on a few people over the years. So maybe he's that guy. That's a good call, man. I appreciate that, dude. Let me see. Casper 74 more. Can you protect 4 on practice squad, but not till 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, and they're protected to the end of the game that week. So when the game ends till Thursday, another team can take them. Man, hold on. That's some good questions. Let me find out. Let me see if I can look it up. Let's look it up in real time, man, because that's a good question. Let me see. Real time, y'all. We're about to do this. We're about to figure this out. If anybody knows off the top of their head for sure what the practice squad rules are, let us know. Let us know. We're gonna find out in real time. What are the NFL practice. What are NFL practice squad rules? Let's see. Okay, so this is an AI overview according to Google. And the NFL practice squad consists of 16 players, one international pathway player. These players practice with the team but are not eligible to play in games unless elevated to active roster. Okay, we know this. Practice squad players can be elevated to active roster limited number of times, which is 3 in a season. After that, they must be signed to the active roster if they are to play again. Players cannot be signed directly from one team's practice squad to another team's practice squad. Let's see. Let me see. Rules and regulations. So it says game day practice squad players can be elevated to the active roster for a limited number of games. After 3, must be signed to the active roster. When practice squad players assigned to the active roster, they receive a minimum of 3 weekly paychecks, even if released before the 3 weeks. Oh, that's a good one. Practice squads players can be signed to a practice squad after clearing waivers. Players cannot be signed directly from one practice squad to another. Players released from a practice squad must clear waivers unless they are vested veterans before signing to another team. Doesn't say, let me see, restrictions on signing. Practice squad player can't sign with their team's upcoming opponent unless it's 6 days before the game. Let's see. We're gonna dive deep into this one, y'all. That's a good question, man. We're gonna figure this one out. We got 111 in the building, man. Thanks for popping in and sticking around while I figure this out. Let me see. 10 spots are for rookies with 2 or few accrued seasons. 6 spots can be filled with veteran players with no restrictions. 1 spot is for international player. Let me see. So, let me see. 13,000 per week. I'll take it. 234,000 for an 18-week season. Shoot, sign me up for a practice squad, y'all. Man, for real. Any team can sign another team practice squad player to their own 53-man roster, but not to another practice squad. So if you're going to add another guy to your practice squad, another guy to your roster from a practice squad, they'd have to be on the active roster. So you can't snag somebody and put them on your practice squad. So that's the only way Tommy Mellott can go to another team. It gets snagged by another team if he's going to absolutely be a part of that 53. So, and at this point, I don't think he would be on another 53 unless it's one of those kind of teams that really have a weak roster. I could see that, but there you go. Let me see. Jeezy, take it easy, says, put me on the practice squad, man. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that check, man, for sure. Let me see. Yeah, 13,000 per week, man. That's some good money. 13K per week. Shoot. Nah, man. According to this, man, it's 13K per week, totaling $234,000 for 18-week season, man. That's according to Front Office Sports. That's what it is, man. Yeah. Some good money, bro. Gotham City Raider says Raider Beat dropped a cool article on why Richie Incognito thinks there's a reason behind moving JPJ out of center. Huh. Gotham City with the haymaker. Let's check it out, man. Let's get into it. Why not? Let me see. You got a link, man? If you got the link, put it in the chat. We're going to check it out, man. Let me see. Richie Incognito article. Let's see. Let me see. Anything new? I don't see it. Hey, drop it in the link, man. Drop the link, man. That'll be cool to kind of talk about. Maybe we'll get a good insight on that one, man. Let me see. Bullpen catchers make 120 G's a year. Yeah. That's good money too. I'll take it too, man. To play a game, I'll take it. Let me see. Joseph, I hope he actually makes the team. Yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. And we got Ken in the building, part of the Big Mike Raider fleet, man. Thanks for popping in, man. Some good money, that's for sure. Man, 1,300 to get Your head knocked off is crazy. Give me 13K. Yeah, it's 13K a week, man, to be on the practice squad. Not 1300. The 1300. Nah, I'm good, man. Man, but yeah, hey, if you got the link, man, that'd be great, man. But in the meantime, let's talk about one more thing. We're gonna get out of here, man. Unless we get that link, I would like to kind of skim through that and kind of discuss it a little bit. We're gonna talk about, where is it? Let's see. So, shout out to Raiders Resistance for sharing this, man, on IG, man. If you haven't followed Raiders Resistance on IG, you guys are living under a rock, man. He drops 50 NFL coaches and executive rank Raiders. Raiders, Geno Smith is a tier 3 quarterback, according to The Athletic. I'm gonna share the screen with you guys, man. Might as well, right? Let me see. Stop sharing this one. I'm gonna share the link with you guys. Share the screen with you guys. Share the screen. Here we go. So you can see what I'm talking about, man. Let's see. Man, we got 103 in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the thumb, hit the sub, and share with your folks, man. Let's see. So there you go. This was dropped by Raiders Resistance. 50 NFL coaches and executives rank Raiders Geno Smith as a tier 3 quarterback. And here's what the list looks like, man. Here's what the list looks like. So as you guys can see it, tier 1, we got Mahomes at the top right here. It ends the list with Matthew Stafford. The usuals are in that tier 1. And then tier 2, you got Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, way too high. Don't get me started on Justin Herbert, Jared Goff. I get that. But at the bottom is Brock Purdy, which I think he's not a tier 2 quarterback. He's been given way too much some leeway. His stats are very comparable to Geno Smith's, right? And then you got 15, Kyler Murray, 16, Aaron Rodgers, Tua Tagovailoa, 17, Trevor Lawrence at 18, and then Geno Smith at 19. How do you feel about Geno Smith being the 19th ranked quarterback in the league according to this tier 3? That is, they really keep trying to write our guy off, man. I think Geno Smith should be at the bottom of that tier 2 list or at the top of the tier 3 list, kind of fringe tier 2, tier 3, right? I'm not really concerned, or really, I won't get too mad about the tier 3 list being on the tier 3 list, but he's a better quarterback than Kyler Murray. He's a better quarterback now than Aaron Rodgers, and he's a better quarterback than Tua and Trevor Lawrence. He needs to be at that 15th range. And hey, double down, I'll say he's a better quarterback right now than Brock Purdy. And we'll see with all the weapons that Geno Smith has right now, compare and contrast when it's all said and done to Brock Purdy and his stats, man. Let me know what you guys think about it. Geno Smith getting the short end of the stick once again, man. I got Geno Smith as a fringe top 10 kind of quarterback. At times he can look better than Baker Mayfield. At times he can look better than Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, and I think he's better than Brock Purdy by all measurements. So let me know what you guys think, man. Let me see. Let me hear what you guys got to say about it, man. Let me hear what you guys got to say. Anthony says blasphemy. Hey, I agree, man. Let me see. And we got Dominique 5 in the building, man. Let me see. Salute to Dominique 5. Salute to everyone, man. Salute to you, man. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the love, man. Just Raider, baby. Yes, facts, Mike. 19 is ridiculous. I would say that, fringe top 10. I wouldn't rank him over Jalen Hurts or anything like that. But, Baker Mayfield, at times he can look better, like I said. Dak Prescott, at times he can look better. Jordan Love at times, right? And Brock Purdy, he's always going to look better. And I think he's better than the guys ahead of him in that tier 3 list. So, Stellar Raider says Geno is between 13 and 15, right? I agree. And then there was a little blurb that was said about him, right? He says Geno's pretty good at everything, but nothing stands out as an elite trait. A defensive coordinator said there's not one X-Man power where you're like, this guy, like, so they're saying he doesn't really do anything super special, right? But I beg to differ. So, I'm gonna bring up, this up. I want to scroll and I want to show. I'm gonna read it to you. I'm not gonna bring it up on the screen, but there was a Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Shout out to Warren Sharp, right? How you play in a 2-minute is the X factor for NFL quarterbacks, and that's what an offensive coach says. So the best quarterbacks in the final 4 minutes of each half, right? Michael Penix Jr. is number one, right? Small sample size, right? But the sample size is based on EPA per attempt, 2024 regular season minimum of 100 attempts. So at the top of the list is Michael Penix Jr., but then you got a guy like Jayden Daniels, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and fifth on that list is Geno Smith. So say what you want. He doesn't do things great, right? There's not one thing that you can say he does absolutely great. He can throw a long ball pretty great. And he seems to manage a 4-minute offense down the stretch pretty great, considering he's number 5 on this list, just above Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, guys that are kind of ranked above him at this point. So, hey, I beg to differ, man, but let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys think. Dominic 5, what's hurting Geno is he's 34 and hasn't won a playoff game. Yeah. It's hard to win in this league, man. It's hard to win. It's really hard to win in this league, man. That's not an indictment on him. Blasphemy, hey, The Athletic always putting out some wild articles. Yeah, no doubt. They always find a way to, kind of get people talking. That's for sure. Ruben Russ says, I think he has tier 2 talent. I think this year under Chip Kelly might be his best offensive coordinator of his career. He'll make that jump. Yeah, I that's how I feel about him too, man. But there's some things to clean up. There's some things we definitely got to clean up. We'll see after the 4 to 6 games how solid that list is. Yeah, we'll see, man. And that's what's so good about the list. You look back at those in October, November. First off, people don't look back at it in October and November. But if we did look back at it, we're going to see a lot of things that were wrong and incorrect. So, yeah, for sure. Tier 3 looks like quarterbacks that get to the playoff. Yeah, I mean, the tier 3 is filled with quarterbacks that have been in the playoffs. So, hey, I'll take it either way, right? I think he's still ranked above a lot of those guys on that list. So, I don't know. We'll see. Troy Gill, Uncle Geno should be 12 best quarterback in the NFL. I can see that. Joseph C. 11 to 15, that's good enough to win with. Yeah, absolutely. He's Bo Jackson's. Oh, yeah, Shedrick Jackson. Yeah, absolutely, man. The pedigree. Got to get the pedigree in the building, man, for sure. Accelerator. He's way better than Dak, but saying he's better than Rodgers is a long reach. I'm saying he's better than Rodgers now, and I'm going to stand on that. Aaron Rodgers should be retired now, and we will see that this year. He doesn't look good now. His footwork, he looks a step slower. He's better than Aaron Rodgers now. Now, I'm not saying career-wise. That's crazy, right? But right now, he's better than Aaron Rodgers. I'll stand on that one. Let me see. Raider Cujo says Geno threw 16 interceptions in the red zone last season. Well, he's going to have to clean that up, man. He's going to clean it up. Let me see. Pass pro and a run game. He could be elite. I just don't know if we have that yet. We'll see. We need to get the pass protection for sure. Run game is maybe we do, but you don't have a run game if you don't have run protection. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Penix small sample. Yeah, I did say pause. You got me. You got me. Warren Sharp overall ranking. He has Geno tied at 19 with Knicks. And yeah, that's ridiculous, right? Yeah. I don't know what the whole hoopla about Bo Nix is. Now all of a sudden Bo Nix is the best thing since sliced bread. I don't get it. Now the Broncos have a pretty good defense. I'll say that. But Bo Nix isn't going to be the reason why they win games. I'll tell you that. So we'll see. That's my take on that one. Herbert at 7, dumbest thing I've seen all day. Yeah, me too. Most overrated quarterback in NFL history. Let me see. Raider Cujo. Geno's a poor man's Derek Carr. I can see the parallels. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see the parallels, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Maybe we can right the wrongs of what was done with Derek Carr, man, because Derek Carr was a good enough quarterback to get us some wins back then, right? But just there was always something that was holding us back, whether it was defense or whatever, right? Or himself sometimes. So one thing I will say about Geno Smith is that Geno Smith has a little bit more grit in between the ears, right? He's a little bit more grittier. He's tougher. He seems to be more resilient. So that's one thing I can say about Geno Smith is that he's a little bit more resilient than Derek Carr for sure. For sure. Let me see. Raiders pass pro was good last year. Run defense has to be a lot better. Raiders do have a lot of weapons on offense. Yeah, it's all promising, man. So, when it's all said and done, hey, to me, if I had to put some money on it, there's no way but up with the amount of talent we have on offense, man. But it all comes down to the offensive line. Can they get guys free? Can we run the ball? Can we get some run protection? Can we knock guys over and really move the chains? Really, that's really what it matters to me. So we got all the weapons in the world, but if we can't block, we're not going nowhere. So let me see. I think Geno and Carr are very similar. Both struggle in the red zone and haven't won a playoff game. It is very similar. It's very similar. I'll give you that. But like I said, Geno Smith has a little bit more in between the ears, a little bit more grit than Derek Carr does. When things went wrong with Derek Carr, saw him, you saw it in his swagger, his demeanor, his complaining. There was a lot of things that I didn't like what Derek Carr did when things were down, right? So, and I think Geno Smith is kind of, I wouldn't say the opposite, but he shows a little bit less of what Derek Carr used to do. So we'll see. Joseph C, those tight ends Raiders have are absolute friend in the red zone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a little different, man. All those interceptions, I don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening this year. There's something about Pete and Geno that just works. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Double A gap blitz. Yeah, they did. They did show double A gap blitz. Geno only threw 15 interceptions all of last season. Didn't throw 16 in the red. I don't know where he got 16 in the red zone from. But the point is he's not going to throw a bunch of interceptions this year. I think that 15 is going to be a lot lower. Let me see. Geno has more of that dog in him. Yeah, facts. No doubt, man. No doubt. Let me see. And that's really what it comes down to. Geno's a dog. Carr isn't. It's that simple, right? Would Derek Carr go out there, in Seattle in a preseason game and start flipping out folks? Hey, I kind of want to see that at my quarterback. I don't have nothing to say negatively about that whole thing. Geno Smith is a dog, man. Geno Smith, he takes things personally, and that's what I want in some of my players, man. I really do. Take things personally sometimes. Yes, Carr would bug out when he got frustrated. Yeah, start pointing fingers and things like that. We saw that a lot. Geno way more accurate than Carr ever was. It's about the same. Carr, he was at the top of the list of accuracy at some point. So, I'm not here to bash Carr. Carr was good when he was. When he was on, he was on. Don't get it wrong, man. When Carr was on, he was on. But when he was off, it was bad. It was really bad. Geno progressed and Carr regressed at the same age, and one is retired, one's not. It's really what it comes down to, right? So, hey, there's something to that. KGZ, take it easy. Bowers, the quarterback's dream. Geno should be good, no doubt, man. Let me see. I'm going to get a couple more comments in. We're going to get up out of here, man. We got 98 in the building. Make sure you guys, before you get out of here, like the thumb, hit the sub, and share it with your folks, and become a member of the Big Mike Raider fleet. It's the best way to support what we got going on over here at Big Mike Raider. I appreciate y'all, man. Let me see. Joseph C. Bowers, Michael Mayer, Ian Thomas with Jack Besh, physical wide receiver, and a Genty as a single back in the red zone. Hey, that's a good squad, man. I'll take that to battle with me anytime, bro. No doubt. Accelerator Carr's only quarterback besides Breeze in NFL history to have a 67 completion percentage 4 years in a row. That's what I'm saying. No way Geno's more accurate than Carr. I didn't say it. Now Geno's very accurate. Geno's accurate. But Carr was a little bit different when it came to accuracy, right? When Carr was on, he was on. Hey, I'm just saying. Oh my gosh, we got breaking news. That's not the one I wanted to press. Breaking news. Wasted has the gout. Wasted has the gout. Breaking news. There you go. He has the gout. JB Killer VA. Raiders. You already know, man. Let me see. Accelerator. Geno's accurate, but Carr had amazing accuracy. Yeah. Let me see. Check down Derek Carr. He did a lot of that. Okay, yeah, Carr's trash. All right. You guys know how, Carr, all the Carr stuff, man, you know. Let me see. Geno's last 3 years are similar to Herbert. Yeah, talk it, man. Talk it. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it real around here, man. Brass tacks. Man, love it. Accelerator Carr had Breeze level talent. You just couldn't put it all together. No doubt, man. But guys, that is the show, man. Thanks for popping in with me, man. We went over some of the concerns I have for this team. Hey, we'll keep keeping our eye on that JPJ, Jordan Meredith, what's the deal with him being, in a battle with Alex Kappa? Is he fighting for a starting spot in general? We'll see. We'll keep our eye on it. And, hey, that's the show, guys. I appreciate you guys for coming in. Appreciate all the support, all the love, man. Shout out to everybody who shows some love, shows some support, man. Shout out especially to Tiny Raider with the $5 haymaker and L Rocket 75 with the $2 haymaker. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who has became a member. Much love to you guys. Let me see. Here's the link again, just in case. You sent the link. I totally missed it, bro. Sorry. I'm going to check it out a little bit later, man. But that is the show, guys. 91 in the building. Thank you guys once again for popping in. Hey, and catch us on Saturday. We got a show going. The watch party, 49ers Raiders, me and Hammer. We're going to hold it down, man. Don't miss us, man. Let me see. One more, and I'm about to get out of here. Carr was never the same after 2016. Colts injury, and when Washington broke his back in 17. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. I agree with you. But we're about to get up out of here, man. I'll see you guys on Saturday. Got to get with Graf. We might be doing a show tomorrow. Graf and Big Mike show tomorrow, possibly. Keep you updated on that one. But until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Your light illuminates their imperfections. Hence their attempts to dull your shine. Light 'em up.
They threw dirt on my name and flowers grew right out the brown soil. My vision's clear as glass, the robe is purple satin plus the crown's royal. Allow me to give you a demonstration. Holding your breath, waiting for me to fail only brings hyperventilation. See, I'm a soldier that's ready for any situation. So me and life double dated my trials and tribulations. Won't be remembered for not speaking out. I Google map my whole approach, so I chose not to take the peaceful route. I promised here to use the mic stand and hold my chin up. They plot and strategize on different ways to make me give up. That's easier said than done, like a woman that's 9 months pregnant doing sit-ups. Yeah, I read the book of life. Defeat was never in my story. Brutal fights on the battlefield is bloody and gory. Showing off is a fool's idea of glory. Call me foolish, then in the clutch I make them drop like I was Robert Ory. See, in this world you gotta sink or swim. Boy, I'm a legend. When I die, my presence never will be felt again. This greatness rare, but see, I kept it in. Isolation in the demons, guardian angels been my only friend. I've been at war with myself in silence. Had a mental malfunction, forced to go into hiding. For powerless like I
right now, cause then you gonna understand. Whoever get in my way, I'ma dog walk their ass.